Hey guys, and welcome to the Happiness Habit Tracker bonus training. If you're watching this, you're going to be one step ahead than everybody else because you're going to learn how to create the right habits for you, your personality, your lifestyle, what you want to achieve over the next 10 years. But most importantly, ones that you're actually going to enjoy. And you're going to pretty much be able to create a plan for you to then implement on a daily basis, because the way you create a habit is simply by picking the habit or the task that you need to, do over and over and over again to stay consistent in. Because how to create a habit is repetition, right? So you need to think, in 10 years from now, who do I want to become? And we're going to go through this framework today. What habits do I need to create for me to already start living as if I was already there? And what does my routine now look like? I'm telling you, this is a game changer. I remember when I was working these long hours and I was doing online personal training, in-personal training, all these crazy things. I was just such a busy girl quite a few years ago. And I had habits in place, but they weren't the habits that aligned with the vision that I wanted to create for my lifestyle. An example was I was waking up at 4 a.m. to do coaching calls with people from the UK. And I was going to bed at 8 p.m., finishing coaching calls at 8 p.m. and then probably not going to bed till 10 p.m. And I was on that cycle for so long because I always wanted to help and please people that I realized this is not in alignment with who I want to be, because it's going to make me sleep deprived, not show up the best version of myself, not really going to be that healthy. And I was going through a bodybuilding comp as well. So I was already in fight or flight mode. So I didn't need any less sleep than I already was getting. So I made a decision to start creating the habit that I was going to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day. And I was not going to take any calls before 9 a.m., right? And that was a really big step for me. You know what? Nothing changed. Well, everything changed. I started setting boundaries for myself and my income doubled. I'm not even joking, in 3 months. So anyway, let's dive into this. So if you've received it, make sure you click the link below to download your happiness habit tracker. The best way to do this is to simply print it out. If you've got a printer, you can keep it on your computer, or you can simply print it out, laminate it, and then use a whiteboard marker to pretty much wipe it off and then reuse it again and again. This does wonders, but you have to be able to stick to it for you to then build a habit. How long does it take to build a habit? They say it takes 21 days. It really depends on the habit. It can take up to 254 days. A European social psychology did some research that it is between that 21 to 254 day time range, depending on the habit. And the idea was, it is a lot easier to drink a glass of water and make it a habit to drink a glass of water with your breakfast in the morning than it is to probably do 50 sit-ups. So that is just an example of what type of habits you might want to build, and how long they might take. So once you've got this, we're actually not going to start filling it out just yet. We're going to go to the next page. So you'll see, if you've read this already, then amazing. You're, again, one step ahead. But now you've got this bonus training. How can you use the habit tracker? So I've just explained how you're going to use it. What you're going to do is write down all your habits, or tasks or questions you want to ask yourself at the end of the day. A lot of people don't want to put habits down, but they'll go, all right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well did I fulfill my values? Did I get this done today? So some people like to ask themselves questions rather than just putting a habit down. You're more than welcome to do that. It's really personal preference. So you write down all your habits, and then every day you'll tick them off, tick them off, tick them off. And then what that does is you visually are looking at all your habits that are related to the goals that you have set for yourself. Number 2, you tick them off, you get that dopamine hit to say, I've done it, I've done it, I've done it. That becomes a habit because that dopamine hit makes you want to keep going. And that is why it's also really hard to break a bad habit, is because let's say you're a smoker, or you want to drink alcohol, or even sex, let's say, or, all those things, or even going to the gym, right? It gives you that dopamine hit that you wouldn't have had otherwise. Therefore, it's actually a lot harder to break a bad habit. So we'll go through that another day, but let's stick to how to create some amazing habits for you that are going to help you reach your full potential. Now, I want you to think about habits in your health, wealth, and relationships. That is the 3 things that we cover here in 30 Days to Happiness and within the Happiness Formula course. So the first thing you're going to do, right, is I want you to close your eyes. Just literally close your eyes, take a deep breath through your nose, out through the mouth. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. But what you're going to do is simply envision what the next 10 years looks like for you. What does the next 10 years look like? Now, I want you to take yourself above that timeline and go into the future. Visualize that future. Where are you 10 years from now? What are you driving? Where do you live? Who are you with? How do you feel? What breakfast are you eating? How many kids do you have? What's your dream house look like? What business? Money? What everything? What does a day-to-day look like for you? After that, you then want to visualize your day-to-day activities. So visualize yourself waking up in the morning. What time is it? How do you feel? What do you do? Right? The next hour of the day, what happens? Visualize what you're doing every hour of the day, all the way until you go to bed. Are you eating lunch outside? Is there a chef making something for you? Are you working only 2 hours a day? Have you got way more time to spend with relationships and build them? Are you able to go to the gym and do your favorite kind of workout because you're putting yourself first thing in the morning? Like, visualize what that looks like for you. So I would suggest you actually take a really good solid 10 minutes to actually do this, but because I don't want you sitting on here for 10 minutes in silence, you can go do that in a second. But simply what you're going to do now after you visualize it is write down the habits that came from that experience. So let's just say, okay, I woke up at 5 a.m. and the first thing I did was get straight into my meditation. All right. So you'd write that down. Meditation is a habit. For you to show up the best version of yourself right now, you need to act in alignment as the 10-year version of you, the most successful 10-year version of you, right? So let's just say you want to become a millionaire in the next 10 years. What does a millionaire habit look like? What does that person show up as? Who do they show up as? What habits do they have in their daily life? Now you're probably understanding where I'm getting at from here. We're bringing that vision and putting it into play now. So you don't wait 10 years, but you do it now and you actually will be able to get there a lot faster. So what did you eat for breakfast? Was it healthy? Did you do weekly grocery shopping? Did you spend more time with your family? Did you go on hikes? Did you go on more holidays? What time did you get to bed? What are the habits? Write them down. That's the first thing. Now, we go to the next page, building a routine and a plan. So building a routine to help you stick to your habits is crucial for you to be able to build a successful habit. And there are 3 factors when it comes to building a routine and sticking to a plan, right? And it's lifestyle. Your habits now have to be part of your lifestyle for you to then create a habit. When it becomes a habit, they become automatic. So then you make sure they're in alignment with who you are and who you want to become. We've already kind of talked about that. Personality and body type. And a perfect example I use is if you are not a morning person and you wake up first thing in the morning, you feel like you have to, and it's a struggle to go to the gym first thing in the morning. When you know at night, you're a night person, you beam at night, you can study at night, you are such a night owl, and you're just not listening to who you are, your personality and your values, then it's going to be a lot harder. Like, by all means, you will be able to create a habit if you push past it, but it's going to be a lot harder. So make your life easier and pick the habits that are already built in you, within your values, your personality, what you enjoy doing. It's going to make your life a lot easier to build this habit. Instead of taking 254 days, it might take 21 days to build your habit. Accountability, guys. Absolutely crucial. Now, if you do not have anyone holding you accountable, or you have not learnt to hold yourself accountable to actually get a result, and you keep falling off the wagon again and again, then it's probably time to actually start incorporating some accountability. What is accountability? It is a way for you to say, hey, there is no excuse. I need to get it done. And if I don't get it done, there is a consequence. The most common reason people fail is because they fall off the wagon more regularly than actually sticking to the task needed to create a habit. 60% of you will start this sheet, right, and fall off on Monday. And you know why? It's because you picked habits that are maybe too far, like too high, or you've got no one to hold you accountable. So we want to start small, build the small habits, micro habits, and then you can start building bigger habits on top of that. And I'll show you multiple ways that you can actually start building habits, like habit stacking, switching it out for a good habit, visualizing. There's lots of stuff that we can do to create a better habit. But consistency and discipline is key Accountability is crucial. So think about right now, who can hold you accountable? If exercise is a really important habit of yours, who can hold you accountable to make sure you get to the gym on time? If eating healthy or making sure you spend quality time with your family and not work, like who's holding you accountable to become the best version of you? Absolutely crucial. So now you've written down all your habits. I want you to go back to your habit tracker, right? So you've got your habit tracker. Now I want you to grab your pen and paper out, or you document, or whatever you decided to do, and write down the habits that you would like to build over the next 30 days. Let's start 30 days. They might be exercise at this time every morning, drink X amount of glasses of water with every meal, meditate for 10 minutes a day, call loved ones to make sure they're okay on this day and this day. Questions you might want to ask yourself instead of these habits could be, did I connect with someone today? Did I love someone today? Did I help someone today? Did I look at my bank account and make sure I was in charge of my finances? Did I send my invoices? Like, everyone's going to be so different, guys. So I want you to now write down 1 to 5 habits that you would like to build, continue, or create for yourself. After you've done that, what you're going to do is open up your calendar. Now, this is crucial, and it's a form of accountability for you to remember to actually do it. If you use Google Calendar, Outlook, whatever it is, I want you to grab it out, and I want you to put in the times and the days that you are going to actually take part in this habit, take action on this habit. And that might look like, all right, so working out 3 days a week might be a habit for you. So you might go, Monday, I'm going to work out at 5 p.m. Tuesday, 8 a.m. And you want to set and put time blocks in your calendar. So as a calendar invite, then what will happen is you will get notifications on your phone to say, hey, it's time for you to go to the gym. You've got no excuse, right? Unless you're actually really sick or something. Another one might be, all right, I want to be more grateful and have more gratitude. And I know Dean Graziosi does this every hour or every few hours. He sets an alarm on his phone to pray or just practice gratitude. So you could also set alarms, put things in your calendar, do things to remind you. But I really suggest the calendar situation, because if you look every morning on your calendar, you know exactly what is next and what's coming next. And it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit to look at your calendar. It becomes a habit to do the task. You're held accountable. There's no reason you can't fail. The only reason you'll fail is if you've set your habits too high. So instead of, if you're not used to exercising, don't set it for 7 days a week. Just start with 3 simple little things. Instead of doing an hour meditation, just do 10 minutes. So don't put massive habits together because it's going to get too overwhelming and then you'll fall off the wagon. Especially with your wake up time. A lot of people will go, I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. because I listened to this audiobook and Miracle Morning Routine, blah, blah, blah. And then they used to wake up at 7 o'clock and they fall off the wagon all the time and they wonder why their habits suck. So this gives you an idea, guys, of how you can start leveraging this habit tracker into your daily life, how you can create the habits for you and your lifestyle and the 10-year version of that you want to become and who you want to become that's in line with your mission, your values, and your purpose. And most importantly, how you can act upon them on a daily basis by putting them in your calendar, getting someone to hold you accountable, and consistently ticking them off on a daily basis. Now, if you really enjoyed this and you want to learn how you can actually build better habits within your health, wealth, and relationships over the next 90 days, then because you downloaded this guide, I'm offering a free habit strategy session where we sit down together and we strategically plan out your goals, what it looks like, what are the habits for you to get there, and then we strategically can create a plan together to help you get there and what that would look like. So just click the link below to book a time that works for you. And there'll also be a few testimonials below as well if you are wondering, does this actually work? 100%. I've helped over 500 people over the last few years to wake up happy every single day. That is our mission. That is our purpose. That is our goal. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, book your strategy session because it will change your life. It's completely free and it will help you.